also do. So I'm sure that
Yeah, I saw that Paislee was hitting you. Well, of course, was liking your stuff on Instagram and everything. And the one thing I can say from looking at your videos, you have personality. I like that.
Thanks.
So, and how you be coming up with the stuff you be doing on your Instagram? What, or do you have a TikTok also?
I do. And right now I'm kind of just getting direction from some people to like, they're like, look for trends, replicate those kinds of things, right? I don't know. So yeah.
Yeah. So okay, you cover the gap because I see that you master social media and you also master the sex world, the sex work world and everything. And for you, which one was harder to get, traction on for you?
I feel like I'm still like, for me, a lot of the background, administrative, the marketing stuff is the stuff that I'm having a hard time, like had a harder time with, and have to get like some help and find some community and things like that to know where to even go with a lot of these things. It's very weird diving in, like, I keep kind of shifting directions and finding new things I have to learn along the way.
Oh yeah, because for even looking at your page, we have, of course, doing my research that you webcam, Sex Panther, um, and you do a lot of fetish, you
Yeah.
know, for the most part. And am I correct? You don't really do boy girl or girl girl anything of that. Am I correct?
I haven't yet. I mean, it is something that I'd like to do and I'm open to. It's just like, so I've kind of had my hands full still kind of mastering all these solo things that
Right.
haven't really had the time to source it out. And and I'm in Canada, so I'm kind of in a smaller center where there's not like a lot of people around really to collab with. Like I'd be using my friends and stuff like that probably. So
Yeah, because I talked to a lady or two from Canada, and it's like y'all don't have even if a girl want to do boy girl, they ain't really much on content creators, especially male talent content creators in Canada. I'm like, damn, I see why y'all come to the United States.
yeah. And honestly, I don't even know where to look at that at this point, right? For that kind of thing, like, at least, I could do it at home. And I mean, I probably would, right? Very amateur type stuff. But like, yeah, I wouldn't even know, like, professionally who to reach out to. I mean, I know lots of people online that I think I could find it if I want to. But yeah, it's not something that's just popped up in front of me kind of at this point.
Well, shoot. Well, I mean, I ain't gonna front. I tell females, it's a marathon, not a sprint. You don't want to shoot your whole load your first year, what have you, and you kind of want to, I guess, moderation, slow build to other things because sometimes when you do everything so quickly and rapidly, you take away the shock value. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And anticipation, because people love seeing a first,
Yeah.
period.
And it's true. I literally have to remind myself all the time, not to try and do everything all at once or so much, right? Like, there's all these fetishes that I am like, okay, I want to learn more about this and this and this and this. And it's like, okay, but like also just slow down and, master the things that you're already trying to learn, right? Like,
oh, yeah. So, smokers, you see where this is heading. And I'm talking to a sexy lady from the north. So, you know what time it is. It's time to smoke this over. Welcome to the Smokers Lounge. You know who I am. I am Kavanaugh, the Southern Champ, aka the Porn Rap Star, your wonderful host. You know what you need to do. Find all my links with one link, allmylinks.com/Porn Rap Star. 4 sponsors to tell you about, of course. The first one being is eroticismmagazine.com. Go get a subscription. Also, blusherotica.com. Go subscribe. And for you people that love candles, the Kinky Candle Company for your sexual and just for your sexual needs as well for, that good smell. And last but not least, if you need legal help, I got you covered. She is the queen of law herself, Mitchell Ferrari. Also, you can check me out on fullswatradio.com 5 days out the week in the morning so you can get your wake and bake on, and drink your coffee and listen to me chop it up with people. Also, you can find me on skyholeapp.tv.com as well as the BGP LLC app and all over the place. So now I'm going to sit back and let this gorgeous, sexy, beautiful MILF from the land of the North, Canada, with that beautiful pink hair, wonderful bubbly personality, and a sexy ass pair of legs that go all the way up. Introduce herself. Tell them who you are, baby.
Well, thank you. Hi, I'm Penny Pink. Yeah, I'm a adult cam model of kind of variety of adult work. I've only been in the industry about 1.5 years. Yeah, and I've kind of shifted. Like I really started out thinking I was going to be like doing like token-based webcam stuff, and I turned out I was like, no, this is not for me. So I do a lot of like one-on-one cams with people and stuff like that, and a lot of phone sex, and then like content creation and so mostly solo content, like you said. Yeah, I'm into all the things. I like kinky stuff. I like exploring fetishes with people and having a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, because sometimes ladies got to find what I call their sweet spot, which is the fetishes, the scenes, and all that works for them, not only because it gives you that passion, you know what I'm saying? Because you got to be passionate about this business. And also at the same token, leave themselves room to grow. So with you, before we go in the time machine, I'm trying to get it. I'm trying to get the question right. Where did you find your sweet spot?
I feel like, I mean, in some ways, I'm still kind of figuring things. Like I said, sometimes I kind of want to jump in head first and just, learn everything. And I think, I've shifted a lot even in that direction since I came in. I thought when I first came in, I was like, oh, I'm very like submissive leaning and stuff like that. And turns out that while there's some, there's obviously people who are into that, there's a lot more of a demand for like the more like dommy type stuff. And that was a bit of a shock to me coming in. And at first I was very like averse to it. Because you know what, I'm a very like nice and gentle and whatever. And I was like, I can't get into this at all. But after a bit,
I mean, you can be a motherly dom. You get what I'm saying? Because not all doms are going to be shut the fuck up, slave. Get down, my feet. Some of them,
that was so much of what I saw at first that I was just like, no.
And I think that social media, the movies, and all that doesn't really explain that because, like I said, they're different female dominatrix. You feel me? You have your mother dominatrix. You have your princess goddess dominatrix, where it's about worshiping them. Not them worshiping you, per se. And then you got your hardcore dominatrix that will beat the fucking shit out of you.
Yeah.
And tell you that you ain't shit. And it also depends upon your submissive, what they're into also, period. But we're going to get into that in a second, though. So let's go into the time machine a year ago because you a baby in this, technically.
Yeah.
So, what got you into this to begin with?
Well, I'm a parent. I'm a single mom, and I've had my own business that I do for years. That I've worked from home, and I did like administrative type work. But I was, just kind of struggling with things, and I wanted something else that was really flexible, and that I could work around the kind of thing that I already had. Right, I didn't want to cut the purse strings, right, of the other things. My mom is actually a sex worker. And so, she was someone who kind of encouraged me to maybe explore.
Wait a second. We just ain't going to skip over that one. I heard of the family business, but So your mom was a sex worker. Oh my God.
Not like my whole life or anything. This was definitely something that like came as I was already an adult. But yeah.
She was like, she grown there. See, remember I told y'all people, when women get to a certain age, the I don't give a fuck anymore gene kicks in.
Yeah, totally.
Don't give a ooh, you do porn, ooh, you do sex work, and motherfuckers paying my bills.
Yeah.
Why you want to book me?
Yeah.
So okay, so continue.
Yeah. So, she had kind of suggested that might be, an avenue of, making some decent money and things. And then my best friend, who is now also, or is my boyfriend, but, was kind of like, maybe you could try some online stuff. Maybe you should look into these things. And, so I started looking into it, and I thought, oh, yeah, this is, I am very, it's funny because actually like a handful of years ago, I was basically one of those people who like didn't ever really get naked except to bathe, really, like, believe it or not. And, now I'm just like the complete opposite, like, whatever, I don't care. And it's, anyway, see me naked, right? It doesn't matter. And, so yeah, but I, and I was kind of felt like I was in this little bit of a like sexual revolution kind of in my own life. And it did feel like an appropriate way to explore while also, benefiting financially at the same time. So I thought, yeah, what the hell? And yeah, once I kind of dipped my toe in, I was like, yeah, this is fine. I like this. I like it a lot. And here we go.
Most definitely. So, and I know it was a shift because, like you said, you was not one. Was you confident in your body before the sex work?
No, it started before sex work, but not a lot before. Like it was really in the couple years leading up to it. I think I just kind of, I don't know, something changed.
So you found you was hot. You figured. See, you didn't realize you was sexy and hot, and you had a nice body. That's what it was.
Yeah, and really, and that's kind of how it started. I started like dating online and started like exchanging photos with people. And once I started kind of taking photos for myself, I was like, yeah, okay, like I am into myself, like I look pretty good, and kind of just snowballed from there. And after I was like, yeah, and I realized too that there's like, no matter what you look like, no matter what, there are people who will find you attractive. There's a market for everyone, right? So like it doesn't even actually really matter that much like what I think, but I do feel good, and I think that projects.
Oh yeah. Because personality is the biggest key to this business, period. No,
for sure.
The lady look like she's having fun, whether it's a boy, girl, whether it's a solo, or whether it's webcamming. So, what was the first thing you tried when you started to get into this?
Like strip chat, chatterbait kind of thing. And yeah, I spent 2 months researching like diligently before I even got online. I registered my name everywhere and stuff, and then I got on like 2 or 3 times and was like, oh my god, I don't like this at all. I don't like sitting in a room waiting for things to happen. Like it just I was like, this is too like boring for me. I can't.
So why did you go? Because most of the girls that came in, especially around the time you come in, they automatically go OnlyFans. Why did you go the chatterbait route versus OnlyFans?
Well, honestly, I didn't think, not that I didn't think that I was attractive, but I didn't think I was that attractive that I would be like selling content so much. I really thought I was going to have to sell my personality more. So I thought, being in a live audience situation would be the way for me to do that. And then, yeah, I kind of, after spending a bit of time online, I'm like, no, I'm fine. Like, I can put pictures out there and videos and stuff, and people will find me. Like, and I do really enjoy the interaction part. Like, don't get me wrong, and that's my favorite. But yeah, I was like, no, I can sell content, and like, but that's so much more marketing, right? Like, OnlyFans isn't just making content; it's going on Reddit and putting your advertising everywhere, and those tasks are like really hard for me.
Oh yeah, because I think when a lot of ladies got into business, they didn't realize the work it takes to make the money that they were seeing people was making. Because it wasn't just they were just posting something. No, they really had to pump what they was pushing and everything. So with you, so when did you start doing the solo content? As in, I mean, do you play with toys?
Yeah,
because I see you do.
I had a whole bunch of just stuff that I'd recorded, right? Like, at home, it was mostly just like masturbation stuff at first that I was publishing. And then once I kind of like got my toe in there and realized that people would make, videos with storylines and different themes, and it was just you talking to the camera mostly or doing your thing. I was like, okay, it's an opportunity to be a little creative and fun, but like, yeah, I mean, you literally can just sit in the corner of your room and put on a different outfit and say different words, and
yeah, because you see a lot of girls, the girls that are successful in the webcamming, they give a storyline of some type. They play role plays. They, you know what I'm saying, or what have you, even with content, because you just can't just do solo videos and then expect them to sell.
Yeah.
Because after a while they get bored with it, because if that's one of your main source of content that you do, they're gonna be like, well, damn, all she doing is the same shit, just different lingerie. Got to,
so like you're just watching her make herself come again.
Yeah. So, how often do you film to stay with updates and stuff? And what other parts of OnlyFans do you use to get money?
Well, I'm kind of all over the place, and I am on some sites where I do, Skype sessions one-on-one with people, and those are things that I really enjoy. But like, the marketing stuff, like there's the OnlyFans feed, there's Night Flirt, which is where I actually ended up doing like a lot of my business. I do a lot of phone stuff, which is weird because I'm not as much of a big phone person, but that's where the volume
sleep on Night Flirts. People be sleeping on Night Flirts. People be sleeping on phone sex. Yes, that is still a thing in 2024.
It is, right? And like for me, I find it really hard, like, to just talk on the phone, right? Like for me, having that visual to somebody is really important to keeping me engaged. And I find it hard not to want to like wander off in my house and do other things. And, anyway, I really enjoy video calls and stuff like that. And I am trying to get into a little bit more of like consistent content making schedules and stuff, but I feel like I shift a lot with like my moods too, right? Like some weeks I feel really like I want to engage with people and for those interactions, and then there are weeks where I'm just like, fuck, I don't want to talk to anybody, right? Like I'm gonna go make some content. Please buy stuff and don't make me talk to you.
Yeah, because I ain't go front. When you do the one-on-ones, it's no different than if you have to do a shoot with a male talent. You have to feel up to it because you got to give their energy because you're trying to get the money out of them. Period. And it's different actually than content because you got to talk the money out of them versus they just buying that video just to watch.
Yeah, it's a lot harder to fake it when you're like, talking to a person and stuff. And I mean, sometimes it's easy enough to get past it. Like, today I remind myself, I'm just like, what? Like this isn't even a thing, right? You're going to go talk to like earlier with this cam show. I'm like, it's 15 minutes. Like, why even get, why are you even second guessing this? It's easy. Just go do it. Like, it's fine. But there's days where it's just like it's hard to get in the mood where I want to turn the phone lines on and talk to anybody, right? Yeah.
So with your solo content, how you come up with the ideas, the character you might play or what have you? And is most of it well for the playing with the dildo. And then of course the other part of this is when it comes to the stuff where you talk to the guys, you probably in dominatrix, that side. So we're gonna begin with the dildo side. Like how you come up with the ideas of different characters. So I know because you're not you type person, you just don't just fuck with the dildo, you lead them into you fucking with the dildo. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, honestly, like, and I mean, sometimes there's not even like any dildo going on at all. Like, it really depends on the situation and what if I'm talking to someone one-on-one. A lot of them are just giving someone an instruction or playing the role of more who I'm speaking to them as, right? Like, surprisingly, I'm not masturbating as much as I thought I would be coming into this. Which is cool. Like, it's fine.
Well, it's like, to be honest with you, and see, it's the point where I'm getting to where I keep bringing up the solo and dildo, and trust me, we get to the boy girl stuff in a minute. But I tell females, because a lot of times women want to come to business without having to fuck a dude. And I said this, in order for you, at some point you're going to have to do boy girl. I don't give a fuck what anybody say. Because you can't be 5 years in and think some of that stuff is still going to sell without some shock value to keep people coming in. Now,
for sure.
But to negate that, you have to be good at the fetish side of things. And what I call the extreme. Because, for example, I saw you was dressed up as I guess a secretary or even a boss. I think you was in a business suit, and I loved it. I loved it. Came up with a scene just in the thought of you and that. But anyway, you know, so that what I mean by it's kind of like, how do you pick what type of dominant character to play for that video?
Honestly, it really just depends on the day. Sometimes I take inspiration from, calls and interactions I have with people. Mm-hmm. If someone tells me a role play they want to do, and after I'm like, what, that's kind of fun, or I think that's a hot storyline. Like, do you mind if I make that into some content? And more often than not, people are like, yeah, cool, do it, please. And honestly, like as a kid, like most of my life, I wanted to be a writer. Like that was actually one of those things that I thought when I was younger, and I kind of just really abandoned it my whole adult life. So in some ways, it's been really fun for me to like kind of just exercise that creative, right? I'm like, yeah, I will just sit down and like come up with a bunch of random ideas and see what I feel like doing this one day.
Oh, for sure, that works. So now you are open to do boy girl content. You just don't really have male talent to work with per se.
Yeah, I've done one like homemade amateur video with my boyfriend, and that's as far as I've gotten.
Oh my goodness. So but to me, I think, well, one, you just in your first year. So, and two, I think you're building up your base with what you're doing so that one, when that boy girl drops, whether it's, I'm pretty sure you probably want to work with some decent top talent for the most part. Because I already know that someone that follows her, I'm pretty sure she talks to, and we're going to get to that one too. So, but because I tell females this, if you want to do this business seriously, you work with guys that do the business seriously. Iron sharpens iron or what have you. So with you, are you looking to maybe come to the United States? Because it may take that if possible.
Yeah, absolutely. That's 100% something I'd be like down to explore and stuff. And I feel like that is a huge part of, what I've been trying to focus on this year is, meeting people as well and building a bit of a community and, dipping my toe in different areas. So I feel like I've made some friends along the way, and yeah, I definitely.
Oh no, I know the guys would love to work with you because you have that bubbly personality, and I can imagine your energy during the sex scene. It's some tell me you really enjoy yourself.
Yeah, I think I would have a lot of fun. Yeah, I agree.
And to also the fact that you do the role play anyway, I mean, that means even makes you more workable because now I can do scenes that have a skit to it and stuff of that nature. So now that people that actually, people do watch my podcast, ladies and gentlemen, Avian nominated, how you doing out there? So we about to have a little fun before we have fun. So this is what it is, right? Now, are we into anal?
Oh yeah, I love it. Yes.
Oh my goodness. So what's the biggest you ever took?
Well, so really, like, I kind of just started there. Like, my boyfriend's got like a pretty thick cock, and he was the first that I
That's
really
a good thing. Thank you, boyfriend.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to fuck a girl in the ass and her boyfriend dick is not thick. Because she's gonna be fucking a lot of thick black dick. Because I guarantee you, that's gonna go with a dick ass out. Now go ahead, continue.
But yeah, so I mean, I just kind of like dove right in. But like, he had like, I knew he was super into it, and
yeah,
he had done like just a lot for me. Like, he'd given me a lot back, I felt like, and it was something that I just really wanted. So, it was like kind of awkward going in, but like I was surprised because I did. I loved it after that. I was like, no, damn, like, why did I hold out so long?
See, and two, also, if an orgasm from anal is very intense, period. That I don't know personally. I have gave them orgasms anally, but I never received
seen it in action.
Period. As ate out though, but hey, that's a different story. So now, are we interested in gangbangs, blowbangs,
Yeah,
and in bad things?
I
Oh
would
my
love to
God.
do that. It's not
Oh
something
my.
I've had the chance. Like the most I've like actually had an encounter is like me and three other people. That's the most I've had at a time. But I love it, and then one was a woman in that case. But
Mhm.
I love the idea of just like being the center
Right.
of.
So what would be the number of men in your perfect dream gangbang?
Oh, I don't even know. It's hard to say. I mean, I kind of once you get past a few, what's what's past 7?
I
I don't
mean,
know.
I've interviewed Rebel Rider. She knocked out 100 dudes and was still ready to go.
Yeah.
And so and something tell me your ass gonna be a Rebel Rider, cause tadpole. I got
Yeah.
one. I got one. I got one. I'm
Yeah.
just saying. I know you watched the show. Go ahead, look in the description. Go ahead on Twitter and bring her ass down from the north, to Chicago, and start playing. I think she can take about 40 I'm just saying, or at least fluff. But anyway, back to my point. So also, of course you're into BDSM because you say you're submissive. So you definitely are into the BDSM market because content they want to see submissive, especially if it's boy or girl, versus solo they want to see you dominant.
Yeah.
Period. So for how long you been practicing BDSM?
Honestly, not that much longer than like I started kind of getting into this stuff too. Like it was, February of 2023 that I started doing that like deep research dive, and it was really kind of in the like maybe 6-8 months before that I kind of started getting a personal introduction and interest in it, and was doing some research, and then. So yeah, it was still fairly new to me, and a lot of it was more in research than in actual
You ain't
practice.
got no dungeons nearby you. I'm pretty
Not
sure
the
y'all
two
got
that I knew
dungeons.
of. Now I've known a couple like smaller private ones, but yeah, we don't really have
Yeah.
any like big public, places like that here that
Okay.
you can go just check out. But now I'm on the in crowd, so
Yeah. So to me it seems like when you start doing your boy girl content, you're gonna have a vast variety, which is a good thing.
yeah, and
Yeah.
that's why, right? Like I'd love to, and I kind of can think, like I'd love to just get in and take some direction from people. But I think there's a lot of ways I could go with it and could have some fun for sure.
So had you had the pleasure of working with my friend Paislee Hayez in her Mattress Academy?
I have. I've taken a bunch of her classes over the past, 6-8 months. So she's been like basically a mentor to me. She's given me a lot of direction and help. And we've not met in person yet, but we've done some like, audio stuff that we've been working on together and want to do. And,
so it's like, for what attracted you to Paislee?
I found her on YouTube, and she was offering a lot of help for people, which is it's really hard to come by, starting up and finding everything on your own online and stuff. And so she was just super friendly and stuff. And I was watching her videos, and at one point I was just like, man, I want to be friends with this chick. Like she's hilarious, and I think she just seems really like down to earth and like a person I would really get along with. And I thought, maybe I'll get in touch and see if I can like pay her for a bit of her time and just chat. And then I saw that I'm like, oh no, this is literally what she does. She's starting to do this stuff. So I got in on her first round of like classes that she was doing, and been riding along ever since.
and so you see, Paige, I love you, girl. I love you because see, I tell people if you're going to learn from someone that's successful, because they can teach you the success and teach you from your failures. Period. How much of her techniques has helped your business grow?
A lot. Oh, it's been awesome. I mean, not only did she kind of, she did what I wanted all along, was someone to just like lay it out for me. Just like, just spell it out. Just tell me what I need to do. Right. Like, because I go down these rabbit holes of trying to search things. So yeah, I've kind of been every month basically since I met her, right? I've been like increasing and seeing growth and stuff. And as I do the things, as I apply them, So it's been really awesome for me. And on top of that, you know, finding a community and finding people has been like a massive instrumental thing for me. Like I needed that.
Yeah, most definitely. And how much she keeps it real. Because you have some people that do the consultation, it's all positive. It's you can make this much money and this. How much she keeps it real about how this business is. So you understand what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah, I love that. And not only that, she's one of the most genuine people, like in that sense too. Like she doesn't want to just like take money from people who aren't putting the effort in. Like she's like, no, if you're not gonna try, like don't sign up for this, right? Like and if you're not willing to do the work, like don't bother, kind of thing. Which I think is amazing. And I don't know, like I have nothing but positive things to say about her. She was just like such a cool person.
Yeah, because she'd have been on the show many times, and the premium smoke room, which we're gonna get her on there one day. Don't worry, fans. I know you screaming you want to see them legs all the way up. We will get to that. Okay. So now, with like I said, you only been in for a year or what have you. And did you expect the growth that you had in this business in such a short time? When you walked in?
No.
What was your expectation?
You know, I knew, you know, reading in, well, again, you know, when I came in, I was thinking, okay, I'll go on these like cam things and I wasn't expecting to make anything exciting, right? I was like, whatever, I'll just make a living. I'll pick some pieces up of this income that I'm missing. But then like pretty quickly, I was like, okay. And I shifted these directions and I was like, all right, I see potential here, right? Like I'm just, I see potential for something comfortable. And once I realized I was having a lot of fun and stuff, I was just like, yeah, okay, this is something I really want to explore further. And yeah, I didn't think I was going to be able to kind of like jump in as full tilt as I have, but it's been cool.
So now, will we be expected to come to some of these conventions down here?
Yeah, that is definitely something I'd love to like have in the, you know, near future here. I haven't actually like booked anything yet. I kind of just like came through this first year, so like learning what everything was, and I'm starting to kind of pay more attention to where the dates are and where things are going to be coming. But yeah, it is absolutely something I want to be doing.
Well, I should think you should holler at my man AZ Porn Star, and get your butt to Arizona.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, Las Vegas and everything. So with you, because you're looking to get into porn, what type of porn star can I expect you to be? Are you going to be one that is interracially, is more about the interracial? Are you willing to work with men of all colors? What type of porn star can we expect Penny Pink to be? And
you know, probably I would say like probably a wide variety. Like that's just how I am in general. Like I really, I don't even really have like types and things like that. So I'd love to like explore a bunch of different things. And I like to constantly be like kind of changing, learning and evolving as I go. So like, you know, I am probably someone who will, you know, see where things take me as I go. I like to learn and just like, you know, not steer the ship so much as just let it take its course.
So I'm gonna ask you this. Did you think that the game was more about the young girls or the game was more about older women?
Yeah, you know, I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure coming in what to expect on that front either. Like, again, you know, to bring up my mom, you know, she did tell me like that she was kind of surprised going in. Like this wasn't like a childhood thing for me. This is something my parents got divorced when I was like already an adult, and she was like, cool, I'm going to do this and I'm going to make some money. And it was cool. But so she was already older and she told me, she's like, man, when I went from advertising that I was in my 40s and changed it to 50, she's like, it was crazy. She's like, the amount of like more traffic and more interest like was wild. And so I kind of thought that was interesting. But I also thought coming in, like, I'm kind of in a weird space, right? Like I'm in my late 30s. But you know, I got this pink hair and whatever. So like, you know, I kind of started going milfy at first, but I was like, am I?
Well, I mean, that's what because it's like this. I mean, I don't know what the porn scene is, Academy, you know, period. Especially on the professional front. But if you look at the American side, it's about the ancestral, taboo, stepmom, stepson, the MILF. You know, that's what's killing it. Even to the point that ladies around your age are just getting into business just like you. And to me, do you think your older self is able to handle this better than your younger self would have?
Yeah, definitely. I just like me, anything basically before 5 years ago was basically a very different person who had a completely different like life going on. And like I think I look better now than I did 10 years ago. But I'm just in a completely different headspace and stuff. And yeah, I would not have been able to do the things that I do or get into any of this like at that point. Yeah, it's a lot more of a
now I'm gonna ask you this. Would you take your mama to one of the conventions?
Yeah, I would. If she wanted to go do something like that, yeah, wild.
I can see her and her mom on the red carpet at AVNs. And that would be wild as a motherfucker out of this piece. And everything. So that is fucking cool as shit. Because okay, I mean, I know how Americans think. Canadians, let's keep it 100, y'all way more open-minded than us. Way more open-minded than us. And that's what I love about y'all. So because the first thing that holler is they would think negative of your mother because she's a sex worker and would say the main reason why you got in it is because of her and blah, 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 blah. And they'll look at it in a negative sense. You get where I'm coming from? Because here, sex work is still frowned upon, even though it's normalized. But I digress. So, my question of it is do you get that same smoke in Canada?
Yeah, I mean, there definitely is, a bit of, taboo and stuff to it still. And it was a very like weird thing like that. There are certainly people who think exactly that would be wild. Like, why would she encourage you to do that? Or yeah, why are you even talking about these kinds of things? But, at the same time, a lot of that was, she did in some ways pave the way a little and like gave me some idea of what I might expect in terms of like reactions from people and things. And I mean, she was doing a different type of stuff than I, right? Yeah. She's like full service kind of deal. So, I was like, okay, I tell myself, I'm like, whatever, right? I'm experimenting with
I mean, some people's mama do it and it ain't even escort, they do it. To get some groceries. Shit, grandma was able to pay the light bill when granddaddy had no job. Let's think about it. Uncle Charlie wasn't Uncle Charlie. He wasn't really your uncle.
Yeah, exactly. And it is. And at the end of the day, like, by the time, like I said, she's doing it, we were all adults. She was an adult. And when it came to it, I was like, okay, like, what, like, any reservations that I have about things, I stopped and asked myself, I'm like, well, like, why would I care about this? Or why does it bother you? And it's like, okay, no, there's actually not really any reason for me to care what she's doing.
I was asked that question. I was asked that question. There was like, how would you feel if your daughters, because I have daughters, thought about doing it or got into it? I said, first, I wouldn't film it. And I would tell them to put me on geo-blocker and block me on all social networks. I don't end up want to mistakenly run across it. Even though, depending upon the daughters that I have, if they chose to do this, they probably get to a level where I probably couldn't avoid it, but I digress. But the point I'm trying to make is I will give them the knowledge to do this business to the best of their ability so they can make the most money so they won't get suckered and they won't get caught the fuck up. Because who am I to sit here and tell them that they can't do it? They grown ass people. And if my mama said it, never be ashamed of what you gotta do to feed your family. Hey, fuck y'all.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, I mean, I have some like pretty strong opinions about like labor and like working and things like that. And I'm like, really, at the end of the day, like why is that different than any other job where I'm going and I'm selling my time and I'm using my labor to pay for things, right? I'm just getting a higher rate for it now.
And it's two grown adults making a decision. And let's be honest, even down here, it's a part of the employment, the United States Employment Guide, adult film actress. I think they even added webcam girls. People pay, taxes on it or what have you. So, and it's just crazy how it's normalized to watch because we see how social media treated L. Everybody wants to think they're a porn star nowadays. So, but be shunned if you do it.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of that, like double standards and yeah.
So, and two, also, if you and your boyfriend, y'all swingers, poly, any of that?
Yeah. I mean, still kind of figuring out the exact labels of things, and it's new for us. Like, it's something I've been really deeply invested in learning about for, I don't know, 4 years now. But like, this is our first kind of learning to practice it together. So,
no, because I tell anybody, for you to dip into that world, your circle has to be strong because it takes a lot of security, emotionally, especially emotionally, because dudes, we got to get over the fact that you're getting fucked. Probably by a bigger dick. Actually, if you really true to the game, you want her to have a bigger dick. Yeah. Why do I want to see her fuck a 9? I want to see her fuck a 10. And then I fuck afterwards to remind who daddy is. And so, period. So how much is the communication and not being scared to have that hard conversation plays into y'all security in dibbling in this world?
Honestly, it has been such a learning experience. And I think in a lot of ways for me, like having, starting to learn and think about things from a solo perspective before trying to, so many people are already in a relationship and then they decide that they're going to explore things. And it's a whole matter of like breaking down these things that you've already got into place and blah, 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 blah. Right. And like, I kind of came from it. We both met several years ago and we were like, we don't want to date, blah, 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 blah. And then like, 3 years later, we're like, okay, fine. I guess we're boyfriend and girlfriend. So it was a lot more like really, deciding specifically what we kind of wanted and things going into it. So I think that makes it a lot easier to, mix it up and feel more secure about those things.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And because see, I don't know if you know, I'm pretty sure she told you that. You know how many married couples is in porn?
Yeah.
A lot of them. The husband got their films out this bitch. And swinging is the gateway drug to porn.
Yeah. Yeah. So and that was kind of actually in a lot of ways, like my friends just have like group chats and stuff where they shared nudes. And that's actually where I started getting the confidence and stuff from, really. So yeah, there you go. It does.
Yeah. So y'all have a good swingers community where you at?
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't even say necessarily so much the like swinger community and stuff, but I had, a good friend who, I mean, she's more like polyamorous specifically, but who really just focused on building a community in general of like, kind of like all varieties of non-monogamous folks. But she's very like intentional about building community while doing this. And we've ended up growing into, like a pretty good sized group of people, with a lot of varieties and stuff. And it's cool because it gives me a lot of opportunity to like observe other people and their different styles of how they do things and stuff. Yeah, that's been pretty amazing, actually. Like, I really appreciate that. And then kind of like by, non-monogamy led to like kinky, leading to like BDSM stuff. It was all kind of like a slow slide.
Oh my God, Lord have mercy. Well, all I'm gonna say is I'm gonna send you a couple of people you might need to hit up and get your butt down here to the United States. Come to a couple of content houses. Video will enjoy you and love to work with you. And I think that you got great potential in this business. Most definitely. So people, I done held this gorgeous lady up for close to an hour, what have you, and we haven't even touched the surface. You feel me, people? So I gotta ask this gorgeous, sexy Canadian vixen the $1 million question. Can I call you a smoke buddy?
Hells yes, absolutely.
Say no more. So she will be back here on the Smokers Lounge, and we're gonna bring her on the Premium Smoke room. Y'all know what it is. It's only on Loyal Fans. 5 premium podcasts for you to enjoy. 4 sexy hostesses that you're going to fall in love with. It gets more candid, gets more provocative, gets more unpredictable, gets more crazy, gets more wild, it gets more honest. The tits come out, dildos might pop out. You don't know unless you subscribe. And for you people that love Triple X, to show you that I practice what I fucking preach. I got some videos over there in the video store for you to enjoy also. And I have another way for you to get some special content for my Spotify users only. I need you to go to Savage Smoke and subscribe. In Savage Smoke, I talk to the industry's top male talents in this business and producers, and we give you that real smoke and an honest opinion from a male's perspective about the business. Plus, over 300, I repeat the word, 300 episodes mixed with special podcast series, limited series that I did, as well as episodes of the Premium Smoke Room podcast that's in the Premium Smoke Room that is not on Loyal Fans, because I was about to go through uploading all that shit. So yeah, you got 2 ways to get it, people. And why don't you get both? So speaking about getting subscriptions and all that, Miss Penny Pink, can you tell everybody where they can spend money on you, baby? So we can get you to the United States.
Yeah, absolutely. So I am on OnlyFans, for sure. Sex Panther, Night Flirt. I'm selling content on I Want Clips as well, so you can kind of find me all over.
Almost definitely. So there you go, people. Another one in the books, and she will be back. I know Premium Smokers is like they can't wait to see you. All I know out of this piece. So shoot. Actually, can we see what you're wearing real quick so we can get the Premium Smoker? Just a small tidbit of what they probably will see in the Premium Smoke room.
I am very much got my ass hanging out there.
She regular, and she got the nice ass, the nice arse, nice
hanging over my bed.
We're just chilling. Imagine when we bring it to Premium Smoke room, we getting some sexy lingerie and all that good stuff. You know what it is, people. So, what did we learn today? We learned that there's more ways to make money in this business, and that this lady here, she's a freaker all the way around. I hope y'all are ready. So with that being said, we end these shows all day, every day. Life is a learning experience. What's the point of the experience if you haven't learned anything? Smoke this over. Say goodbye to him, Miss Pink.
Bye. Thank you so much.
Ain't she so sexy, people? We out.